Hey guys, welcome. Today, not in the studio. I'm actually at Andy's place. Andy is there and Lewis is there. Both of them will help me to figure something out that I was wondering already for a while. Like the perfect studio with the least amount of effort. So stay tuned. We'll build something outside actually. So this right here is not probably the most scientific test. We're just trying out, like, I was always wondering, like, in theory, the perfect studio would be just like in the wild, free, nothing, no walls, nothing that bounces. Because in a studio setup, usually your biggest enemy are the walls. The speakers emit the sound, and if you just hear the speakers, it's perfect. But once you have walls, the frequencies bounce against the wall, get reflected, cancel out each other, you get dips, highs, lows, the bass sounds really muddy and weird. So I just wanted to see what happens if you just have no walls behind you and left and right to you. If we can measure and get a result that is kind of better than actually a studio. This of course has downsides, but I'm very curious. Okay, now it's getting really unscientific and wild. A pizza box to put underneath just to get it in level. The best part about the setup are the ATC speakers. Andy, what kind of ATC speakers do we have right here?
They're ATC SCM35, kind of unknown, but they're quite nice because they're like the same drivers and stuff like the SCM25, which are the professional ones, but these are hi-fi speakers to be exact.
And you got a really good deal.
Yeah, I got a really good deal because nobody's looking for them.
Yeah,
until now.
If you want to have ATC speakers for as least as possible, how much?
I think I've paid $2.5 grand.
2.5 for both?
Yeah, for both.
Plus amp? Oh.
No. You have to get another amp because these are passive.
Yeah. So yeah, again, this is not scientific at all, but I'm really curious to just listen to music outside in a kind of professional studio-like setup. Like it's really not, but kind of yes. I was always wondering, like my entire life, what it would sound like just to listen to music outside. It of course comes with downsides. German weather is not the best, especially today. But yeah, fire up some music.
Dein Adapter.
Ja, der ist von Timo. First quick impression, it sounds actually quite good. Like usually when you walk around the room, like the bass increases and lowers in volume a lot, especially when it's untreated. But here you move to the front, to the back, it just gets lower in volume kind of, but overall all frequencies. Lewis, first impressions.
It's good.
Kind of weird and hard to describe. So far I'd say it sounds like a studio with absorption, but without the absorption. So this is probably the cheapest setup you can build to get a decent to decently surprising good sound. Downsides, yeah, again, you're outside, your neighbors won't like it. So it's nothing a solution for like always, but the concept is something I wanted to test. And so far I thought this will be totally whack because our setup again is really strange, but it sounds surprisingly good. Okay, that's the graph. Yeah, go to smoothing. I think the first dip is probably the floor.
120, yeah.
Could be. But this looks, for no treatment, no money spent, pretty alright. We got ±5, which would cost you already quite a lot if you want to achieve the same results within a room. And of course the speakers also contribute a little bit towards the frequency response. But the room modes, those are the ones to get rid of that are the most expensive. And that problem is mostly gone. And he's not super nerdy and is checking the frequency response graph of the speakers.
Amplitude linearity to 62 Hertz.
62, okay.
I lied to you, Lewis.
So below 62 Hertz, there's not any bass anymore. Iraq, similar to Sonarworks.
It's just like 2 dB of lowering the highs, but we like them neutral, so let's push them up again.
Yeah. And maybe a bit of bass push.
Yeah, but let's not take it down to 18 Hertz. Let's go to like 30. That's plenty enough. And then we can push like, what do we do, like 2 dB?
Yeah, that's usually our setup. Like the highs a little more, the bass a little more. It just sounds a lot more fun if it's like too neutral. It's sometimes very uninspiring. So far, I still have to think what I think about the setup, but it is way better than I thought. Andy, your thoughts?
Yeah, obviously way better than thought.
Would you produce music like this?
Yeah, I think so. It's
Like,
a little bit annoying that you can hear the street in the background, for
yeah,
sure.
The outside noises are the most annoying.
But it's nice, it's being in the fresh air, it's sounding really nice. I've got some love for my speakers back because I've always had them in like shitty rooms in the last couple of weeks, and yeah, now they could sound like they sound again. So that was really nice. But yeah, they are kind of flat in this environment, so you don't get the exciting bass that's resonating from somewhere.
That's missing a little, because you're used to the boom from the room.
Yeah, a little bit.
But they were very truthful. Like every song we listened to, if it was a good song, it sounded good. If it was a shitty song, shitty. Yeah. Like that's at least for me the most important, that you can tell realistically if it's good or bad, because that's what it's all about. Lewis, he's the most critical. Your opinion?
Yeah, I think the sound was quite good. For me, there was only one problem. They were lacking a bit in bass.
Probably what the speakers are sending out. Like usually in a room, you hear more because you have modes, and that's what you want to get rid of. And with a setup that is like basically €0 except for the speakers, you get a really good sound. You would probably have to invest a couple of €1,000 in room acoustic to get the same result. But again, it's not very practical. Your neighbors? that's problem number one. But just in theory, I wanted to test this out because I have a new plan, a big one. Andy knows all about it. Is it huge?
It is huge.
Probably the craziest shit idea I ever had, and I pulled the trigger on something that I bought that is part of the idea that I need to pick up in the coming days. It's big. It's the biggest piece of gear I ever bought, right?
Yeah, it's the most.
Yeah, it's so huge that I'm a little afraid of it. But stay tuned. The next video will be all about that new idea. This was a test, and I'll let you know more about why I tested this to be sure about the next idea. It's crazy.